For over 200 years, millions of U.S. votes have been wasted, lost, and forgotten due to a process known as gerrymandering. Gerrymandering is a process that establishes an unfair political advantage for a party by manipulating voting districts.
There are several different types of gerrymandering, but the one that will be specifically emphasized is the use of partisan gerrymandering in congressional districts.
Gerrymandering has suppressed voters, caused discrimination towards minorities, and has undermined the core principles of democracy.
It is also becoming a more pressing issue as politicians are beginning to adapt the process to be smarter, more efficient, and harder to identify.
First, wasted votes need to be discussed. Gerrymandering is effective at contributing to the demise of our democratic systems because it utilizes the wasted vote effect. In electoral systems, a wasted vote is one that does not contribute to winning any additional districts. When politicians pack specific districts full of voters from the opposing party, many of the votes in the stacked districts are nullified. This can lead to a certain political party winning the popular vote, but failing to gain electoral votes due to the biased redistricting that occurred. The primary measure of wasted votes is the efficiency gap. The efficiency gap is the net wasted votes as a share of a state's total vote. The efficiency gap will produce one number, and as Nicholas Stephanopoulos of Harvard Law School and political scientist Eric McGee of UC Berkeley, who developed the efficiency gap theory, state, when the efficiency gap exceeds 7%, the party with the fewest wasted votes will control the state, and therefore an indicator that gerrymandering may have occurred. Now, gerrymandering used to be a tedious manual process, but advanced computation has automated much of the process. After the 2010 census, legislators in Wisconsin evaluated potential maps for redistricting using computer algorithms that tested their performance in a number of political climates. Jordan Ellenberg, a professor of mathematics at the University of Wisconsin, explains that these gerrymandered maps are precisely engineered by computers with very special functions. For example, when the overall Republican vote share in the state is 50% or more, he says, the map behaves much like an unbiased one. However, when the map is tested by an electorate that leans Democratic, its special features kick in, maintaining a Republican majority against a popular headwind. These maps are so effective that one party almost always has the advantage no matter the circumstance. Legislators are able to create a model so powerful that it hides the gerrymandering, but when the political climate changes, the maps are designed to accommodate and maintain the current balance of power. Big data is being used to commit a smart crime against voters that is difficult to trace. Measures such as the efficiency gap are now unable to provide a reliable indication of when gerrymandering has actually happened, which is a huge problem.
In addition to gerrymandering being difficult to follow, gerrymandering is even less desirable when it becomes evident that partisan gerrymandering suppresses the rights of voters and has created unequal representation among minorities. This results in an unfair advantage to a political majority. Michael Wines, an American journalist, explains in the New York Times that gerrymandering splits up opposition voters across several districts, so they will be outnumbered in each district. This results in an intended outcome that is unfair to the minority and creates a loss of power. Alex Dusanovich, the director of Center of American Progress, claimed that gerrymandering is effectively disenfranchising millions of Americans, or in simpler terms, depriving a voter's right to vote. This is because the set districts are already composed to rig the outcome so that a party will win.
Throughout the existence of gerrymandering, it is clear that both political parties have used this technique to their advantage numerous times. One of the earliest claims against the constitutionality of partisan gerrymandering is seen in the Davis v. Vandermeer case. After the release of the 1980 U.S. Census, the Indiana legislature, which was majority Republican, began to redraw the congressional districts. By 1982, the Democrats had filed a lawsuit against multiple state officials involved in the adoption of the plan. They claimed that the act violated the 14th Amendment and the Equal Protection Clause. According to Cornell Law School, the Equal Protection Clause gives people the equal protection under the laws. Gerrymandering has been said to be in violation of the Equal Protection Clause many times because the voters are not being equally protected. The final verdict of the case was that the district's plans did not constitute an illegal partisan gerrymandering. But the court also determined that political gerrymandering is justifiable under the Equal Protection Clause. Another case that shows how gerrymandering has violated the Constitution is the Vinisek v. Lamone case. The Supreme Court heard the case in 2018 after 7 Republican voters claimed that Democrats had diluted the Republican votes in the 6th district. The Republican voters believed that this act was in violation of the First Amendment. The First Amendment gives people the right to freedom of speech, assembly, press, religion, and the right to petition. Simon Brewer, a student at Yale Law School, stated, "Voting is simply another form of political speech, albeit one with even higher stakes because the legal significance a vote carries." The Supreme Court decided not to intervene because the Republicans failed to demonstrate that they would suffer irreparable harm.
As said previously, gerrymandering may also be in violation of the First Amendment. Chief Justice John Roberts said any level of partisanship in districting would constitute an infringement of their First Amendment rights. Gerrymandering hasn't yet been considered unconstitutional, but it should be because it violates an amendment. Jelani Cobb in the New Yorker also explains that gerrymandering nullifies the possibility of equal representation for voters. Not only does gerrymandering suppress voter rights, it also creates an unequal representation among minorities. Therefore, in order to give voters equal representation, it is necessary to use a third party or a nonpartisan redistricting board.
Gerrymandering can have an economic impact as well as a political one. One major example of this is that credit can become harder to acquire when the act of gerrymandering is present. Credit in this circumstance is exemplified as something you need to apply for if you ever try to buy a new car, house, or even when you start a new business. Shankar Tom, an American journalist, writer, and science correspondent, explains that as states become more heavily gerrymandered, and this is true of both Democratic gerrymandering as well as Republican gerrymandering, it becomes harder and harder for consumers to get access to credit. This can be exemplified within the heavily gerrymandered state of Pennsylvania. Instead of simply raising the retail gasoline tax, the legislator raised the wholesale gasoline tax. Every member knew the cost would be passed on to the consumer, but they were made to believe it was the wholesalers that raised gasoline taxes, not the legislators. Pennsylvania now has the highest gasoline tax in the nation, voted for and passed by legislators who claimed they were against raising taxes.
In 1986, the Supreme Court expanded the meaning of one of the most important civil rights laws in the United States history, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. The court prohibited a method in states of spreading minorities across voting districts, leaving too few of them in any given district to elect their preferred candidates. The practice became known as racial gerrymandering. Statistically, and according to the New York Times, 84% of African American voters will vote for the Democratic candidate in any given election. Sophisticated map drawers not only know this, but also can perform statistical analyses where they can predict the outcomes of elections based on the racial demographics of the region. Thus, race can be used as means for achieving a partisan outcome. Though this is intentionally discriminatory behavior, courts may be reluctant to find this as racial discrimination when legislators disclaim that there is any racial motivation, and instead testify that there are only motives of partisan gerrymandering. We did not move these voters because they are black, the state legislator of Georgia told NPR. We moved them because they are Democrats. This means that by continuing the use of partisan gerrymandering, we are also allowing the continuation of racial discrimination.
Gerrymandering is a severe problem that undermines the sole principles that the United States is built on. After the previous information provided on how gerrymandering affects not only elections, but also cultural groups and the U.S. economy, it appears to be clear that the use of gerrymandering is unconstitutional, or at the very least, unfair to the people.
We believe that the best way to approach the problem is to mandate the use of nonpartisan gerrymandering. Nonpartisan redistricting is when the third party is elected to redraw voting districts, eliminating political bias and representing the true opinions of the people.
In order to fully level the playing field and eliminate any political bias, it is also important to limit the knowledge accessible to the third party. Current political parties have access to the U.S. Census, providing them with the information on the race, population, age, and gender in each area. In order to reduce any possible bias while redistricting, it is necessary to only provide the third party with information about the populations of each area from the U.S. Census, resulting in less discrimination against any voters.
But this solution seems almost too simple. If it was that easy, why is this practice been continued for over 200 years.
The Supreme Court has so far been unable to prove partisan gerrymandering to be unconstitutional, and in 2019 determined it was under the control of the Congress of the state. Eric Black, an American writer and columnist for Mid-Post, explained that the Supreme Court decided that the Constitution doesn't require that congressional boundaries be drawn fairly. As long as districts have equal populations, they can be drawn unfairly, gerrymandered, to the partisan advantage of whichever party has control over the drawing of district maps.
This acts as a major limitation for our proposed solution. If the Supreme Court refuses to eliminate the use of partisan gerrymandering and puts that in the hands of the states, the political party in control in each state will continue to manipulate the districts for the benefit of their party.
Despite this limitation, we believe that it is still necessary to end the use of partisan gerrymandering through third-party groups in order to create fair and equal elections. By the Supreme Court refusing to take action in this issue, they are not only turning their back on the purpose of democracy, but also turning their back on the U.S. citizens they vowed to protect.
With nonpartisan gerrymandering, any unfair advantages can be controlled and eliminated. A third party that manages the redistricting will give back power to the citizens of the United States and provide equal opportunity for both political parties. Therefore, nonpartisan gerrymandering can decidedly be the best solution that can be implemented in today's democracy.